Today I'm making acorn squash stuffed with rice and mushrooms. Here's the recipe. So we are going to split open the squash and we're going to clean out the inside. And then you're going to want to cut the bottom so that it stands straight. Then we're going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil, some salt, and some pepper. Then you want to bake it with the cut side down. And this goes into a 450-degree preheated oven for about 35 minutes. Okay, so now we're going to start on the stuffing. I'm going to start sauteing the mushrooms with a little bit of olive oil on medium heat. And this is about a half a pound of cremini mushrooms. Season the mushrooms with a little bit of salt, pepper, and then some dried thyme. Once the mushrooms are browned, I'm going to put those back into a bowl. And then in the same pan, I'm going to use some olive oil, a little more olive oil, and I'm going to saute a small to medium-sized white onion. Okay, once the onions have been softened and a little translucent, I'm then going to add the rice. I have about 1.5 cups of rice. This is a combination of jasmine rice and wild rice. Toast the rice, and then you introduce the liquid. Once the rice has been toasted, we're going to add our liquid. I'm using vegetable broth. Just make sure that the broth or the chicken broth or the vegetable broth or even the water that you use is hot. So once all 3 cups of vegetable stock have been absorbed into the rice, I'm going to reintroduce the mushrooms along with the liquid. And once all the mushroom and the rice has been combined, I'm going to turn off the heat, and then I'm going to add about a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. At this point, I'm going to check for salt and pepper. It just needs some pepper. It's perfectly fine with the salt. So now they're out of the oven. I'm going to let this cool until they're easy to handle. So you want to scoop out the flesh of the acorn squash, but you want to make sure that you leave enough of the acorn squash along the sides of the skin so that it holds its shape. Now I'm going to combine my mushroom and rice mixture with my squash. Okay, so now they're all stuffed, and what I'm going to do is sprinkle the top of each with some Parmesan cheese. I'm going to pop it in the oven under the broiler for a few minutes until it gets brown, bubbly, and crispy. So once they come out from under the broiler, I sprinkled a little parsley just to give some color for presentation, and look how beautiful this looks. This is the perfect first course option, which is also vegetarian. You definitely want to give this a try.